Everyday Superpower, where we talk body language, relationships game, dating, and everything in between. And I'm going to speak to you today about a particular type of test a woman will put you through. I mean, this could manifest throughout a relationship, let alone the first date, but this is a test we don't speak on too often on this channel, right? And of course, when it comes to a woman's test to a man, it is in your benefit. It's unavoidable, unfortunately. She will test you, and it's not necessarily purely to shoot you down. It's to see where you stand, because if you pass the test, if you acknowledge it and you act appropriately and respond appropriately, understanding where she's coming from and what she's trying to feel out, you will actually pedestalize and elevate yourself in the eyes of this woman, as opposed to knocking yourself down, because each and every test that is subconsciously on her end thrown towards you will put you in alignment with the men that have come before and to have flopped them tests or answered them tests in whichever particular sort of way, right? One test is going to be her metaphorically turning her back on you, going quiet on the date, acting a little bit disrespectful momentarily, showing disinterest in you. This will happen. If you go on a date, things are going incredibly well, and then suddenly there'll be this awkward space for a minute or two, dead energy, 5 minutes worth of energy, and it'll feel like an eternity, because you as a man are going to think, oh, we've lost momentum, or something's happened. And it's easy to get into your head at this point, right? Of course it is, because everything was going so well and I enjoyed your company, and now suddenly everything's sort of gone weird. She's testing you to see how you react. Are you going to chase her? Oh, please, 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 keep continuing giving me attention. Or are you just going to ride it out with her? And then we inevitably get back to basics after that short period is over. Simples. Silence is good because it gives room for thought. You can't just engage constantly all night. There is going to be one moment at least where you just go quiet for a moment. Okay? Let me give you a couple of examples. So, I was dating as of recent. Very beautiful girl. I dated her back and forth, her end, my end, her end, my end, 6-7 times. We had a lot of fun, most definitely. Don't see her no more, but we did have a lot of fun, and I liked her a lot. I still do like her a lot. We didn't end on bad terms. And on our first date, we ended up later on in the night at some like indie rock bar, and she said, and I say, oh yeah. What did you think about? I don't know what I said to a T, so I'm going to paraphrase. What did you? Because we had a wander around. I was a tour guide per se, because she came out of the city and came in. It was a new experience for her. I said, how did you feel about this and that? She said, oh yeah. I'm gonna have to return by myself. And I've been listening to her, and she continued to talk, and she said, and listen, because this is real game, you will get this sort of stuff, so listen, because like I said, it went well, and we got it on most definitely, so listen, I'm going to have to come by myself, which obviously you would take as a red flag. Why are you saying why you accentuating that? And then she continued to say, after I left it quiet for a moment, to listen on, she said, oh yeah, I'm going to come by myself, and I'll have a little walk around by myself. She said it again. So she was highlighting that, accentuating that. And it was with purpose to see how I would react. And you know what? Truth be told, yeah, because I'll tell you the spectrum of this stuff, right? You don't have to be a stone cold heart guy, and you don't have to be bleak, and you don't have to be this, that, and the third. You just don't have to fail the test. Just don't fail it. So I turned at that point, I said, oh, you're by yourself, yeah? You're highlighting that, you know. Of course she is. Because I see through, when you see the tests, right? There's nothing wrong with reflecting that to that girl. Because she's going to look at you and think, oh, he knows me. He knows what I'm doing. Consciously speaking, she won't agree with you. She'll say, oh, no, 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 blah, blah, blah. And she'll make some excuse. But her subconscious mind that manifests that idea in the first place to test you in that manner is going to clock on and understand that. And you're going to trigger that attraction switch. I feel seen. He sees me where I don't even see myself. The subconscious will communicate that to the body. It's biological, right? So, you know, a worse thing would be like, oh, you don't want to see me anymore? Oh, what do you mean by yourself? Can't I come with you? I've got no problem with you come by yourself. That's completely fine. I got better things to be doing, right? But I'm going to point the finger at you and say, oh, yeah, by yourself, yeah? Is that where you're coming from, yeah? And highlight it, yeah? It's a joke, it's a laugh, it's fine. And she'll say, oh, no, no, blah, 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 blah. Another time is, and you see that? It was borderline disrespectful and it was insinuating, I don't want to be with you. That was the insinuation to see if you take the bait and sort of act insecure. But there's no insecurity because I know where I stand and we know where we stand and we have to always stand above her. Come on. We can't chase her. We can't chase her. So, moving on to another time. This was recent. I'm still seeing this girl. I'm going to be seeing her very soon. She's good for me. She's intelligent and I like her a lot. I like all these women. Come on. Come on. I like most of them, to be fair with you. We're chilling out. We're sitting in a bar. Nice, comfortable sofa. We're next to each other. Nothing too fruity. She's taking her time. We're taking our time. She's a bit different. She don't want to sleep on the first date. That's fine with me, all right? She's an intellectual. She comes from a different culture where she doesn't just jump into things like that. I mean, let's be real. With the right person, she would, yeah. Game is game, yeah, I get it. But she's seeing me again. She wanted to see me again, so that's good. And we're next to each other and chatting it and blah, blah, blah. She just goes quiet. Now, this is what I referenced at the start of this video. She just goes quiet. I'm sitting there, and you feel awkward. Silence is awkward. You feel like you need to fill a gap, but don't. Just leave it for a moment. You can chime in at some point, but don't feel like you have to jump in first thing. She's doing that to test you, to see if you need to fill that gap. You don't. You're not insecure. A little bit of silence is fine because silence builds tension, right? We as men build our bonds by attaching ourselves to this woman. We're present and we fall in love. Whereas that woman needs to be absent from you to fall in love with you. You need to fascinate and stimulate her imagination and not be consistently present. Boom. Don't tell me I'm not dropping game. I'm feeling good tonight, people. That's 2 examples. She will intentionally show some degree of disinterest or disrespect to you. It's just a form of test. It's fine. You can acknowledge and understand if it's genuine. But, hey, even if it is or it isn't, what can you do to harm me? I've only just met you. It's fine. You don't know me well enough to hurt my feelings. And I'm not going to let no one. I live outside of myself, yes? I am but a mere vessel of life. This is my, worldly self. I'm a spiritual being that exists above and beyond. You can't touch that. You can't touch that. You might harm the next man who walks around and is so in tune and egocentric and needs to be dialed in with his own skin and what he looks like. That's not me and that's not us. We work in a different realm. We are under their skin, not under our own. That's game. That's some serious game. We'll talk about that in more depth as we go along. Yeah? And I'm signing out on that. Click like and subscribe. You know what to do. Peace.